There are moments in life when things begin to shift in ways we don't fully understand. People leave. Circumstances change. We experience solitude or trials that shake us. In the midst of this uncertainty, it's easy to feel abandoned or confused. But what if these changes aren't random? What if, in truth, Allah is lovingly removing negativity from your life, even when you don't recognize it at first? Allah, in His infinite wisdom, often protects and purifies us in subtle yet powerful ways. He doesn't always make His signs obvious. Instead, they unfold through our experiences, feelings, and the paths we're guided down. Here are 3 signs that may indicate Allah is removing toxic elements from your life, replacing them with what your soul truly needs to grow closer to Him. Toxic people begin to fade. Away, have you ever noticed certain people, once central in your life, beginning to drift away without a fight, a dramatic breakup, or a clear reason? At first, it may feel confusing. Friends stop calling. Family members keep their distance. You feel a quiet space forming where there was once constant interaction. But soon you realize something powerful. Their absence brings you peace, not sadness. This is no coincidence. Often Allah removes harmful influences from our lives before we even understand their full damage. He sees what we cannot. Perhaps that friend carried envy in their heart. Maybe that relative constantly drained your energy with complaints or criticism. Their words, attitude, or lifestyle may have been slowly pulling you away from your faith, your goals, and your mental peace. The Quran reminds us, perhaps you dislike something, and Allah makes therein much good. Surah An-Nisa 4:19. Sometimes, what we interpret as loss is actually divine mercy. Allah knows the burden a toxic relationship places on your soul, and in His protection, He begins to distance those individuals from your life, not to punish you, but to shield your heart from harm. It's important to trust this process. Don't chase people who are being removed. Don't mourn what Allah is clearing out for your betterment. Instead, be thankful for the space being created, because in that space, better relationships can form, ones rooted in sincerity, love, and faith. The Prophet Muhammad said, "The example of a good companion and a bad companion is like that of the seller of musk and the blacksmith." Bukhari and Muslim. If someone isn't helping you grow in character and spirituality, Allah may be moving them out of your life for a reason. Let them go with grace and recognize this change as a sign of Allah's deep love for you. You start finding peace in solitude. There was a time when you feared being alone. Silence felt loud. Emptiness felt unbearable. You constantly sought noise, social media, television, parties, or chatter, anything to avoid facing your thoughts. But slowly, something shifts. One day, you sit alone in your room, and for the first time, you don't feel lonely. You feel calm. You feel held. This is the second sign. You begin to enjoy and crave solitude. Not out of isolation or depression, but because solitude is where you feel most connected to Allah. In today's fast-paced, noisy world, peace has become a rare treasure. We are bombarded with distractions. Yet when Allah wants to elevate your soul, He starts turning your heart away from these distractions. The same social gatherings that once felt exciting now feel exhausting. Meaningless conversations no longer appeal to you. Even the dopamine rush from scrolling endlessly on your phone begins to fade. This isn't boredom, it's spiritual maturity. Allah is shifting your attention from the outside world to the inner world of your soul. The Quran speaks of those who remember Allah standing, sitting, and lying on their sides, reflecting on the creation and purpose of life. Surah Al-Imran 3:191. These are not people distracted by worldly noise. They've reached a state where solitude becomes a gateway to reflection, remembrance, and healing. You start using your time alone to make dua, read Quran, or simply sit with your thoughts. And most importantly, you realize something beautiful. Allah is enough for you. The Prophet would often retreat to the cave of Hira before revelation, seeking stillness. Solitude isn't a weakness. It's a means of connecting with our Creator. When you start preferring Allah's presence over people's company, know that you are being purified. You are being brought back to your essence. And that peace you feel in your alone moments, that's divine love. You feel stronger after a difficult trial. The third sign is subtle but profound. You face a painful experience, heartbreak, betrayal, failure, or loss. At the time, it feels like your world is collapsing. You cry, you question, you pray with desperation. But as weeks pass, you begin to notice something surprising. You're not broken, you're stronger. That's the miracle of a trial touched by divine wisdom. Allah does not send pain without purpose. What feels like punishment is often a form of purification. Through the fire of hardship, you emerge with resilience, clarity, and renewed faith. You begin to understand patience. You learn the beauty of letting go. You discover the power of dua and the healing of tawakkul, trust in Allah. The Prophet said, "Whoever Allah wants good for, He puts them through hardship." Bukhari. Why? Because trials burn away what doesn't serve you. They cleanse the heart of pride, ego, attachments, and illusions. That failed relationship, it taught you boundaries. That job loss, it pushed you to seek a better path. That betrayal, it taught you to rely on Allah instead of people. You don't become bitter. You become better, and that's the sign. You're not the same person you were before the trial. You're wiser, calmer, and more rooted in faith. This growth isn't by your strength alone. It's a sign that Allah was guiding and refining you through every tear and every test. Allah says in the Quran, "Indeed, with hardship comes ease." Surah Ash-Shar 94:6. Notice, not after hardship, with it. The trial and the blessing walk hand in hand. If you pay attention, you'll see how Allah was with you all along. Final reflections. Trust, embrace, and understand the signs. When negativity is being removed from your life, it doesn't always feel like a blessing at first. It can feel like loneliness, heartbreak, or confusion. But with time and reflection, you'll see it clearly. Allah was making space in your life for peace, for growth, for better connections, and for Him. Here are some key takeaways to remember. Trust Allah's wisdom. What He removes was never meant to nourish you long term. If it's gone, it served its purpose, or it was harmful to begin with. Embrace change. Change often feels uncomfortable, but it's a sign that Allah is moving you toward your higher self. Don't resist the transformation. See Allah's no as a bigger yes. That closed door, that person who left, that trial that shook you, each one is a form of divine redirection. Allah's no often carries with it a hidden yes to something far greater than you imagined. The Prophet taught us that if something is written for us, it will never miss us, and if it misses us, it was never written for us. So, when things fall apart, it's not the end. It's just Allah realigning your life with His mercy and knowledge. Let go of what was. Have sabr for what is, and trust Allah for what's coming. Because when Allah removes, He replaces. And what He replaces is always better, even if you can't see it yet.